G'day guys and welcome back to Draw Cartoons. Today I'm going to show you how to draw the hunting party skin A.I.M or A.I.M. This one's a tricky one, but make sure you watch the whole video. You're going to pick up some awesome new tricks in this one. You're going to need a pencil, paper, an eraser and a Sharpie to go over your sketch with. Let's go! Let's get started. But first, if you want to learn the fast and easy way, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. Let's begin. So you know how we always start with a circle? Well, we're actually not going to do that this time. Instead, we're going to draw a rectangle. We're going to draw a tall square. So, just with me here, with your pencil, nice and gently. We're not using the pen just yet, just with your pencil. We're going to go over all this in a minute. Just going to draw a tall rectangle like that for the head. Okay, and then either side of that, two more really thin but tall rectangles. Okay, then just draw a line that goes down the middle and a line that goes more or less across the middle of the rectangle here. So we've got kind of like a window with two shapes either side. Now for now, let's just continue this line in the middle, this kind of guideline. Let's just continue it and continue it until we've gone about 2.5 times the height of the head. So just to give you an example of what I mean, 1, 2, and then kind of half a head here. Okay, more or less that kind of size. That's going to be the overall height of our character here, of A.I.M, and then just draw a line across like that, just to show where the absolute bottom is going to be, where the feet are. Now let's just quickly draw out the structure of the body. So I'm going to draw another kind of rectangle, a little bit wider this time, just a tiny bit, just a little bit wider, but not nearly as tall. Okay, so just come across like this. So much shorter and a little bit wider. You should have that kind of distance between them. Now let's just draw a circle on the end here, and then we're just going to draw a line down. Again on the other side, a circle here at the top of this rectangle and a line down. And now leave a little bit of space here and then just draw a line straight across. Okay, so try and get a gap that's about that sort of height there. Now just to finish off with the shape of the legs, we're just going to draw almost like a zigzag pattern down, okay? Like that. Quite hard to describe really, but just follow what I do. Kind of like a zigzag, okay? So that's kind of level with that, and that's kind of level with that. Okay, try and get that shape down best you can. Alright, now on to actually drawing A.I.M. So let's start with the head. Let's cut off each corner of this rectangle, just round it off. Okay, like the edge of a credit card, I suppose. Just round that off. Okay, we're actually going to get rid of these later with a rubber or an eraser, but for now let's just press on. So let's draw the eyes. Now, he's got some really unusual eyes. It's just kind of like a very wide shape with a downward edge pointing in the middle like that. Okay, so just draw that around the guideline. That's how we draw the guidelines. Help us get our shapes down, and then just draw like a bigger version of that around it. Okay, so it's got that point at the bottom, and then it's just kind of a really wide rectangular shape going on. Okay, so that's actually the head done at this point. So let's move on to the body. There's lots of really intricate shapes here, but stay with me. So we're going to start about here, come across a little bit, then go up diagonally, and then go across again. Okay, so then down again and across, and we end up with kind of like the shape of a car here. So imagine a wheel here and a wheel here. Just draw like a really kind of long car along his middle, and then just kind of draw it again, but just over the line that we just drew. Okay, should give you lots of practice. So then we're just going to kind of draw a line that juts in like that and then goes down, and then another one next to it, comes in and then down, and then on the other side, because he is symmetrical, he looks the same on both sides, comes in and then down. Now there's just like a little bit for his neck here. He's all about those diagonal and straight lines. Okay, now for the shoulders there is a kind of like a screw here. Okay, so just draw a circle and a screw here, just draw a circle again, and then a line through it just to kind of get that screw shape. Okay, that's all you have to do to draw the top of a screw. It's quite simple. Now let's get the shape of those shoulders right, because right now they shouldn't really be round. That's just to kind of guide where we draw. We want to come straight out from the body a little bit, then diagonally down, and then straight down. and then draw across when you reach the bottom of the screw that we drew earlier. Okay, so I'm going to do that again on this side. Across over here, diagonal, down, and then across where the bottom of the screw is, roughly, okay? Now let's get those arms out of the way. So they're not kind of soft looking like a human's arms would be as a robot, so we've got kind of like an edge going on where the arms meet where the elbow is, okay? So try and get that shape down as best you can, and then we can kind of draw a line across where that ends, like this, and then come down towards where the hand is going to be, towards the end of the guideline that we drew there. Okay, so just kind of draw a box at the bottom of each one. Alright, now let's just draw those hands. So we'll come out from here. I have done a tutorial on how to draw hands. I will link that in the corner up here just now if you have any trouble drawing hands. But for now we're just drawing a closed fist, so it's the thumb and then 3 bumps that meet just here. Alright, I'm going to do that on the other side so that you can see what I mean. So out, and then 3 bumps. Okay, then on each hand we're just going to draw a little box with a box inside it, like that. Okay, so just gently with your pencil, no need to press too hard. Okay, great. So, the torso is really, really tricky, so I'm just going to walk you through this as best I can. So we've got kind of like pipes that come down like this and meet at his waist. We're going to draw those in now. So let's just draw a diagonal line that's pointing towards the middle of his waist, like this. And again on the other side. Oops, I made that a little bit too narrow. But just down there, meeting where his waist is. This is his waist. And now we can kind of actually fill this in a bit. I'm just going to do little gentle strokes to just remind myself that there's a little bit here that we don't want to fill in, so I'm just going to draw that in. But we can fill all this in because it's kind of like a dark recess in his torso. So you don't have to do this kind of squiggly bit here if you don't want to. I'm just drawing it in because it'll remind me that that's kind of inside, so I have to think differently about it when I go over it with my pen. But for now, you don't really have to worry about that. I'm just going to jump ahead to the last pipe that comes from his torso. I guess it's kind of like a spine. So let's just draw one that goes right down the middle of that guideline there, okay? So we should end up with a pipe here at the front, a pipe here at the front, and then there's just this last pipe that kind of sits behind the torso. You notice how I didn't draw it here? It's just behind the torso. That's kind of in the background. So we're getting kind of like a nice, almost like a 3D shape going on. So let's just draw in his belt real quick. So all you have to do is just a straight line from one side of the legs to the other. We'll draw him in a buckle across the middle of the belt like that, and then just a couple of belt loops. All they are is just straight lines over the belt. Now let's get those legs drawn. So this is going to be the outside of the leg, so I need to draw the inside of the leg. And I think the easiest way to draw that would be to draw the foot first. He's got a bit of a strange shape for his foot, so I'm going to walk you through it now. So we're going to start about halfway down this line that comes out at the end, draw straight across, diagonally down, and then not quite straight down, diagonally down again, but a little steeper angle going on there. We'll draw across a little bit till we get to about here, come up, and then we can kind of close that off, and that's the foot. It's a weird shape. I don't imagine everyone will get that right on the first try, but don't worry, drawing is about making mistakes and learning from them. So come away, diagonally across, diagonal down. We'll just draw the bottom of his foot, come up, and what did we do last time? We just kind of met where we started here, okay? So when you've got those shapes sorted out, we're going to draw the rest of the, I guess you could call it the foot really, it's more like an ankle. So we'll just follow that guideline there, bring one up that's kind of the same angle as this line. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on the other side, so just kind of come up a little bit, and now for the legs. Now we've got a bit of a circle here, like a metallic circle, and a metallic circle on this side. Of course, it's the same on both sides, and then we can just kind of roughly draw in the shape of the leg around this. It doesn't really matter if you overlap at all. I mean, we're going to get rid of a lot of these lines later when we go over it. For example, I'll get rid of this one, it's just a guideline. These are guidelines. So we can just kind of gently block in the shape of the leg. So I'm just going to very gently with my pencil just draw this kind of shape going on here, and then I can add all the details in later. So you should end up with this is all leg here. This is all, so that's the outside of the leg where the knee is, and that's kind of like the inside of the knee. Okay, so you should end up with that sort of shape. Now just below each knee we're going to draw in a knee pad. On him they're just kind of rectangles. Let's sit like that. And then just draw a slightly smaller square inside. And then if you want, for a little bit of extra detail, just some dots inside, like that. I think it looks really cool. And he has got dots on his actual shin pad, so it looks really interesting. So we're just going to draw a loop, kind of like a fastener for each shin pad, each knee pad, going around to the back of each leg. Now on this leg he's actually got one more, so I'm just going to draw it up across his thigh here. Okay, it's a little bit thicker than that one, so go crazy on how thick you want that one to be. And there's just a little supply pouch at the end, so I'm just going to draw a little rectangle there. Okay, that's just a supply pouch. You might want to draw a lid for the pouch here. Okay, just like a, I guess just like a line across it to show where it is. And then we can just kind of cut this off here, where it kind of meets the rest of the leg. I'm just going to bring this one out a little bit because I'm not really happy with where this line ends. So that's the great thing about drawing in pencil. If you see a mistake while you're working, you can just kind of go over it and erase the bit that you don't like. Now we're not quite done with the shoes. Let's just draw in some soles for the shoes. We are almost done with our drawing, but we're not quite there. Just need a few more details. So just some soles for the shoes, and then there's like a shield for the foot here, and a shield for the foot here. There's some interesting angles on those, but kind of come towards where you drew your initial guideline, and you'll get the right kind of look going on. Now there's a few more details I want to draw in. It'll just make our drawing look a bit more interesting. He's got some kind of diagonal patterns on his wrists here, so let's just draw those in. Okay, and the same on the other side. Lots of symmetry in this character. He looks very much the same on both sides. Now, really cool detail time. Let's just draw a hanging cable here that's behind his body, okay? This is kind of hanging from the back, so it doesn't go over this because this is in front of it, okay? And now there's actually like a valve over here, so just sticking out again from behind him. Just a little kind of bit of pipe work going on there, and then here's the handle for the valve. Alright, kind of a weird shape. It's kind of a sausage on the end of a little bump, and again that's behind the torso, so it doesn't go over any of this. That's all in front of it. Okay, so just kind of take a moment to look at your drawing. If you feel like you've missed any details, add them in now. I'm going to go over mine with my Sharpie. You should do the same, and they're going to rub out all the guidelines when the ink is dry, and we shall have a look at the end result. And there you go. Go over the lines that you want to keep with your Sharpie, and then when the ink is dry, rub out all the pencil markings. You'll end up with your very own awesome drawing of A.I.M. Be careful what you go over here with your pen. There's some overlapping and crazy shapes on this one, so think carefully before you commit a line to ink. Here's a question for you guys today. Who is your favourite robot? I think mine is Wall-E. Maybe I'll do a tutorial about him sometime. One more thing before I go. You want to learn to draw the quick and easy way and have something to impress your friends with, right? In that case, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time!